Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are back in my bedroom again. Just while I get some lighting situations worked out, I thought I'd go back to where it was working fairly well for me, but you guys don't care about that. You guys care about what we're going to be talking about today. And today we are going to be talking about the Marsk loose pigment that I received in my February Ipsy bag. So I've had a chance to use this, and I'm going to do what I usually do in these videos, which is talk a little bit about the company, which I had not heard of before receiving this. I'm going to talk a little bit about the product, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts and reviews on it. So we're going to get started on that. If you like these kinds of reviews, please consider giving me a thumbs up. That helps me out, lets me know you're watching. And if you watch this and you like it, then think about subscribing. You can subscribe by clicking on my face at the end of this video, or there's probably a subscribe button down below, right? Right. Okay. Let's get on to talking about this product. Marsk is not a company that I had heard of before. I mean, it says Marsk, Sydney, London under here. So, I mean, of course, it sounds like it's from Sydney and London, and it is. So as I always do, I started out by doing my research by going to their website. I also tend to look through company social media, things like that, to find out about them. And they helpfully had information about the founder of their company, as well as the kinds of products and their point of view on their website. This company was founded by a woman named Rebecca. The founding story is talking about her becoming a mom and looking for products that didn't have toxins in them. I've ranted a little bit before about the word toxins, which is kind of a catch-all, doesn't mean anything term that kind of gets people worried and scared about things. But in any case, she was looking at natural organic cosmetics products and didn't like the lack of color and variety that there was, so began this cosmetics line called Marsk. So Marsk is a product line that is all natural, organic. It is cruelty-free as well. They use their own term for that, like their Marsk quality assured cruelty free. I don't know why they felt like they had to come up with their own stamp of approval for that instead of just saying they're cruelty free, but they did. And they make cosmetics products. It's not a huge line right now. They have a mineral foundation, which comes in 4 shades. They also have a tanner. They have blushes that are also mineral, and then they have eyeshadows, these eye pigments, and then eyeliner. They also have a very limited selection of Marsk branded brushes. So I didn't find any information about when they started as a company, but they seem fairly young. I mean, it's not a huge product line so far. And they are based out of, it seems like Sydney, but then they also have people who work with them in London. Their products are not inexpensive. So their mineral foundation is $55, their bronzer is $40, their blush is $22.50, and these pigments are also $22.50. I'm not actually sure what currency that is in. Australian dollars or pounds or American dollars, I'm not sure. But either way, they are on the pricier side, but you are getting a product that is natural and organic and cruelty-free. I will say before I go into talking about this product specifically, there were a couple of things about the website that made it look, I don't want to say amateurish, but there's a few links that didn't necessarily work. There's a couple of like misspellings here and there. And I have to say, when you look at the picture of the founder, she looks beautiful and fresh and lovely and like the kind of look that you would want to have for yourself. I do find when you first go to the website, they have some pictures of models, I'm guessing they are, that look very bronzed, and I think they're trying to show off the colors that they have in their eyeshadow pigments, but it's like green and blue. And I just find that their models, the way that they've been done up, look a little bit older and very 80s. Like when I first went to the website, I thought it didn't attract me into wanting to look like the models that were there. In fact, my favorite pictures on their website were their pictures of their founder, who, as I mentioned, looked very fresh and very lovely. And you didn't get a fresh, glowy, young feeling from the models that they had on their main page, which is too bad because I do think they have some very nice products there. And they're not necessarily doing the best, in my opinion, of putting out the vision of that when you first go to their website. So let us talk about this loose pigment in particular. And the loose pigments overall. They have a number of different shades of loose pigments. They have a whole color range. They have some that look beautiful. They have some that are very pastel looking. Not that the pastel ones aren't beautiful. They're just not necessarily my kind of thing. They are sold in these containers. So they are 1.2 grams that you get. There is a little sifter in here. It's a plastic little container. I've been using this a bit, so it's a little messy, but there is a little sifter in there. Try not to get this on my bedspread. You know, they're going to be a little bit messy because they're loose pigment, but they did what they could do to put this in a package that's going to work well. It is pricey. I mean, you get 1.2 grams of product, and granted, loose pigments, you know, they're not, you rarely use them up. I mean, you need very little because they are so concentrated, but $22.50 for 1.2 grams of product is on the pricier side. If you compare the $22.50 for the Marsk pigment to a couple of other pigments, so a month and a bit ago I talked about the Naked Cosmetics pigment that I also received in one of my subscription packages. This is 1.5 grams, and when you buy these you get a package of 6 colors together for $60. So these are about $10 each. It is true that they do not have a sifter in them, they have some packaging issues, but basically you are getting a little bit more product for $10 than you're getting for $22.50 in here. As another comparison, if you go to Makeup Geek's website, they also sell pigments, and they have just come out with foiled pigments, and depending on which pigment, if it's the regular or the foiled, it's between $9 and $12, and it is about 1.5 grams to 2 grams of product. So you are getting more product for a lower price. So if you are thinking about getting pigments, I don't know, unless you are really concerned with the kind of ingredients that are in them and you do your shopping around and see that this is the most natural that you can get. I don't know that the price is worth necessarily what you are getting when there are other options out there that are at a lower price point. So that's a bit of a negative, but if we talk about the product itself and how it works, it is a beautiful product. This is in the shade called Your Toast. I have that on my eyes here today. It was so easy to do a nice everyday look. I basically just used my finger to pat this over my lid. Also as an inner corner highlight, it is beautiful. And then I just used a fluffy brush with a bit of my bronzer that I used today to put in the crease and sort of blend out the upper line of the pigment a little bit. And it looks beautiful. It is this lovely coppery, shiny gold brown, more gold color. I'll put some swatches in here as well so that you can see how it looks with a finger swatch, how it looks with a brush swatch, and then of course you can also use it on a wet brush with a bit of like water, MAC Fix Plus, and it just looks gorgeous as well. So I think this is a beautiful product. They describe it as being a neutral brown, like a piece of toast, which it is, although I would say it's got quite a bit of gold in it for being a neutral brown, but again, it is gorgeous. They also reiterate that it's made from pure natural ingredients. Now, natural can be defined in a number of different ways, but it is talc-free, paraben-free, fragrance-free, and GM-free, so genetically modified ingredient-free, and strictly cruelty-free. So it is a beautiful product. Let's do a bit of a summary here. I think the company seems young. I think they have a little bit of work to do to find out who it is they exactly want to be and why you should choose buying from them over buying from other either cosmetics companies or natural cosmetics companies. I think that the product itself is really beautiful. Getting this makes me want to try some of their other pretty beautiful colors. I think they might need to work on their price point and justifying why this is 2 times more than other loose pigments in terms of cost. I think if they can make a really good argument for what is good about these as compared to the other ones, so maybe the other ones, you know, aren't as natural or free of bad ingredients or whatever that might be, then maybe there is a reason to pay twice as much for this. But I think that while it is a good product, the value isn't necessarily there, and it's not unique enough because you can get something similar in a better price point. But I am going to keep using this because it is lovely. And as I said, it does so nicely at doing a natural everyday look that gives you a bit of glitter, not glitter, but a bit of foiledness and shine and depth and dimension to your eyes, that I'm going to keep using it, and I really enjoyed getting it. And I loved finding out more about this company that I'd never heard of before. So if you enjoyed this review, give me a thumbs up. If you received this in your Ipsy bag and you have some thoughts on how it performed, or if you have other Marsk Cosmetics products, let me know about it. Leave a comment down below. I respond to every comment that I get. And if you like this review, want to see more reviews from me, then click on my face at the end of the video and it will subscribe you, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.